A lady called me and claimed that she's from OCBC.
I asked my parents about it and they said this is confirmed a scam.
Can't expect reimbursing if they don't do due diligence on their own.
In this episode of SG Now, we bring you reactions to the recent OCBC scam debacle.
CityJo Syah shares her thoughts on racial insensitivity in Singapore.
We meet Deborah, a young woman with bipolar disorder who has become an advocate for mental health awareness in Singapore.
And CityJo Belinda shares an exclusive preview of Ivan Heng's latest show, The Amazing Celestial Race.
The big news has been the huge sums of money being stolen from Singaporeans' bank accounts through phishing scams. So far, Singaporeans have lost almost $1 billion. That's $1,000 million, Gladys.
Now, phishing scams, mostly through the phone, have been on the rise and have spared no one, including many elderly people. Here's CityJo Guan, Uncle Guan, telling us how he was the victim of a banking scam.
Last week, uncle here very hip and trendy leh. Yeah, got this SMS from the bank lor. Asked me to click so I click lah. Kena scam lor. All my savings leh, $8.80 heart very pain lah. Yeah, of course not lah, not so stupid anymore. Now I won't click already. Now I will scan. Phishing phone scams have been on the rise lately, and sadly, many Singaporeans have fallen prey to it. Now, what are the rest of Singaporeans doing to prevent themselves from falling into such scams? Well, it's time to find out. Join me, CityJo Guan, together with my other CityJos as we go fish some answers out. So, were you scammed recently?
I am not sure, but I got a call. A lady called me and claimed that she's from OCBC, that she noticed this, my account is dormant, like I've not been withdrawing, and whether I would be able to provide my passport number. I went into OCBC and I presented my passport and I told them the story. She said that OCBC will not make this kind of calls.
So basically, the scam company called me and then asked me whether I'm in need of money. I thought it was the best way to
make some fast money lah.
Yes, correct. So after that, I was close to doing it, but I asked my parents about it and they said this is confirmed a scam.
I received like a German message saying, you didn't pay your insurance. And then I looked at the number and there was no number. And then I was like, why is it in German though? Because usually I would receive in another language like French. And so I was like, this is suspicious, and I just blocked it.
I also hear that, the banks will also be paying, for the scams, that people had got into and the money lost. Do you think the banks, is it out of goodwill that they're doing it? And do you think that they will do it?
I think it was a very, very welcome news because I do believe that the money loss caused a lot of devastation for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad they're doing it, but I think everyone needs to understand it's just one time.
In this case, there were so many instances where we hear from, recounts of those affected that the bank's response was too slow. Even after going to the bank counter to inform the bank of such thing happening where someone is, open your commas, stealing money from my bank account, I personally feel that it's a bank's back-end issue and delay. The bank has to take some responsibility for this.
As an individual, you should be educated about this matter already. I mean, we've seen so many alerts and, things from the SPF.
For those who have lost money, they are lucky to get payments. They can't expect somebody else to continue reimbursing if they don't do due diligence on their own before entering into any transactions online.
So what kind of measures would you be taking to prevent yourself from falling prey into such scams?
first of all, I wouldn't be clicking on any random SMSs or whatever. And I'm personally very wary of my finances. So I know what I spend and what I don't spend. Any sort of funny messages that I get with regards to my money, I'm already aware if it's a scam or not.
I work in a company that constantly reminds us about this, about cybersecurity and what phishing emails look like, and where the risk lie. So I think regular reminders are good, not to let your guard down.
If you're not sure, don't follow through on an SMS link. Or what I always do is if I get information for verification from an unknown source, to go back to the website. So I do a Google search, go back to the website, log in and see whether the request is there. Or if you're not sure, just contact the bank for verification before you follow through on the link.
Bluff you one lah. No, I won't click and I also won't scan lah. What, scan for shopping voucher? I think I'm so stupid, man. Looks like a lot of Singaporeans also won't fall for it anymore. Very good. Stay that way. This is Uncle Guan signing off for Singapore One.
That's right, Singapore. Stay that way and don't fall for it. Look out for the common ploys of these crooks. There are telltale signs for you to be wary of. They will try to gain your trust. These unscrupulous companies are getting smarter by the day. They're able to hijack the identity of banks and operate as if they were the banks themselves, requesting vital information that will enable them to withdraw huge sums of money very quickly from your account.
Some victims have even lost their entire life savings.
If your bank, Shopee, Lazada, Amazon, PayPal, a family member, or any familiar source is suddenly asking for personal info or offering too good a deal, start smelling a rat. Separately, contact the real source and verify. These are some of the ways they use fear. They will tell you to act now or the IRS will take action. Your dear one is in danger and needs money. PUB will shut off your water supply, or your Amazon account has been hacked and you need to log in now to secure your account.
And if you do that, the crooks will of course be ready to skim your password.
When faced with such threats, delete, delete, delete. If they reach out to you again, contact the real source and verify. Online scammers frequently ask you to click a link. Banks don't do that. Never take such action. Delete the email or message.
If you receive a request for personal info on the phone, by email, or by text, don't give it. One simple rule of thumb is who initiated the contact. If it wasn't you, don't give anything. Some things are definitely too good to be true. For example, you've just won a prize. You have overpaid. Unfabulous returns. Buy something for next to nothing. If you hear any of that, don't fall for it. Money does not fall from heaven. Don't be excited or greedy. Hang on to your money.
There are also typos. Look out for the signs of misspelled words or poor grammar. Legitimate organizations pay attention to these details.
That's right. Enough is enough. Don't get scammed anymore. Click the link on the description box below for more information on these telltale signs.
Important point to remember. Our second story tonight centers on race in Singapore. There have been a number of incidents recently where racial insensitivity has been on full display.
Exactly. Rather than us going into detail on these events ourselves, here's CityJo Syah to share her personal views on the issue.
Today, I'm going to be talking about race in Singapore. Now, hold on. Before you accuse me of trying to promote ill will among the races or trying to stir shit up, more specifically, we're going to be talking about how we as Singaporeans should start conversations on race in Singapore instead of treating it as a taboo topic. So you must be wondering, why now? Or why should we talk about race in Singapore? The importance of racial cohesion and racial understanding, it has been emphasized to us time and time again. So it should stick, right? Why are we still here, still seeing incidences of racial insensitivity happening? In case you have no idea what I'm talking about, Let me just name you a few of these incidences which showed neither racial harmony nor racial understanding. Neon Polytechnic's lecturers tirade at the interracial couple, the Malay couple's wedding photo used as a caricature of Malay people, Biautan criticizing minorities in public, men hurling vulgarities and racial slurs at a 55-year-old Indian Singaporean, the brown-faced ads put up by major companies. The F45 video, how can we forget that? The F45 video, I mean, I could go on, but I think you get the drift. And most of the time, the victims are the minorities. And if this were to continue, then this could be a potential fault line in our system. And it's very, very imperative that we do not push away conversations about this, because conversations are a catalyst for change. It is not the only solution, but it helps to acknowledge that the problem exists and that something should be done about it. So how do we actually go about addressing such heavy issues without actually blaming anyone or without attacking and undermining anyone else in the process? First of all, look within yourself and find out if you have any racial biases. Let's talk about the unconscious bias, where you hold certain prejudices based on your personal experiences, but you're not even aware of it. Examine if the assumptions you've been holding about a certain race are justified or whether they are born from personal experiences. If your preferences disadvantage a certain group of people, then it's not simply a preference anymore, but it is a bias. Next, speak up against casual racism. Sometimes it's okay to not laugh when a joke is not funny, because the more they get away with these kind of jokes, the more they'll think, oh, it's okay, it's fine, it's a joke, it's funny, when it's not. If it hurts you or if it hurts someone around you, speak up, tell them, stop doing that, it's not funny. I believe you start off with casual racism, and then the more you gain confidence, it can progress, and eventually it might manifest into an actual hate crime or acts of aggression, and we don't want that. So before it progresses any further, stop casual racism. If you still cannot make people laugh without attacking a certain group of people or without being mean, then you are not funny. The term Chinese privilege still shouldn't be thrown around so lightly, because when you do that, the people of the dominant race might feel responsible for the discrimination here. And instead of stimulating the conversation, it stops the conversation. Let's face it, minorities still face microaggressions very, very often in Singapore. When there is no outlet, it's gonna accumulate, and one day they might all explode. Let's slowly learn how to talk about these kind of topics without it turning into an attack. This has been CityJo Syah, regardless of race, language, or religion. Let's pledge to make that a reality.
I think the most important point Syah makes is that race is something we should feel comfortable having conversations about in modern Singapore.
Indeed, I think she's right. How can we deal with issues that clearly exist if we never talk about them?
Exactly. But you know what? Another conversation that Singaporeans still find hard to have is mental health.
And CityJo Kathleen caught up with Deborah, an advocate for people diagnosed with bipolar disorder.
Have you ever wondered how people with bipolar feel? 1 minute happy, the next minute depressed. It was incredibly insightful as I sat down with mental health care warrior Deborah as she shared a little bit about her life.
I would say the most difficult part is upon being diagnosed with a mental health condition, because at that point I was feeling very hopeless and ashamed of myself, and at the same time I felt that I was a burden to my family. So I was constantly battling thoughts of giving up, not wanting to be a liability to them. And at the same time, it was really challenging having to conceal my mental health condition from my employer and try my best to perform at work.
She puts emphasis on mental well-being being the key to happiness.
There was a few occasions where a few taxi drivers who picked me up from my doctor's appointment at IMH, they shared with me like their negative perspective of how IMH patients are dangerous and how they would harm the nurses who are taking care of them. And that actually affected me quite a lot. And I was very discouraged and even entertaining thoughts of giving up on treatment. I would say that stigma is a form of shame that a person would feel about having a mental illness, and is largely affected by how society views persons with mental health conditions. Nevertheless, importantly, we need to first deal internally with the self-stigma on how we view ourselves. Because we can't change how others would want to view us, but we can change how we believe in ourselves, that there is self-worth and that recovery is possible, and it will not limit our potential. I would encourage anyone who's suffering in silence to seek help early and not delay treatment, because recovery is possible with proper treatment. I exercise regularly because when you exercise, there is the release of endorphins, which is the best antidepressant, and it is free.
She exercises 3 times a week because it keeps her happy.
I would want to tell my younger self that it is a good choice to make a bold decision to seek help for my mental health condition. And then because with that I can enjoy quality of life and thrive in life. I believe in peer support, so I actually started a community of peer support specialists, and then I want to really bring forward this peer movement in Singapore.
She turned her weakness into her strength as she now advocates for mental health. Mental well-being is very important. Always try to keep happy and find something that fulfills you. Pick up dried leaves, run in circles, or lie down on a patch of grass if you have to. Deborah says, believe in yourself before anything else. This has been Kathleen for Singapore One.
Around 1 in 100 Singaporeans suffer from bipolar disorder. If you or someone you know feels the need to reach out or just learn about bipolar and mental health in general, here's a link to go to. We have also included a link to healthhub.sg in the description.
In our final story today, CityJo Belinda visited theatre company Wild Rice at their home in Funan Center to learn more about Ivan Heng's latest play, The Amazing Celestial Race.
Directed by frequent and long-time collaborator Glenn Gui, this is the second time Wild Rice has staged the successful musical with added refinements.
I've always been fascinated by the Chinese Zodiac and how the 12 animals came about. So today is an opportunity for me to find out from my dear friend. He's the director of this musical by Wild Rice called The Amazing Celestial Race. So do come with me and we'll find out the truth. Let's go! Why are you doing this the second time, knowing that it's so popular, the tale?
Yeah, well, the easy answer to that is that we're bringing it back because a lot of people did not have the chance to watch it last year because of COVID restrictions. And so a lot of people were very disappointed they weren't able to catch it. So this show is really back because of popular demand. The first time that I had the inclination of doing this musical was because I myself always wondered why or how the zodiac cycle came to be about. So when I did my own research, I decided that, this will make a very interesting story because it's not just a musical for the young people, but also for the old people as well, because it's so much part of our heritage and culture.
How do you make it so refreshing?
Well, I have a great team of collaborators, a young group of people who are millennials. It's great working with young people because they bring in a fresh perspective of how to tell a story.
From my understanding, all 12 zodiac animals are played by only 5 actors, meaning they each have to wear different hats. Or should I say, skin?
Hi guys, my name is Vesta. I'm Ryan.
I'm Hui Xuan. I'm Vic. I'm Rui Shan.
And we are the cast of the amazing Celestial Rays.
I play the rat.
I play the ox.
I play the tiger and the rabbit.
I play the dragon.
I play the snake too. I play the horse. I play the goat.
I play the monkey. I play the rooster. And the dog. And I play the pig.
Yeah! And girls and guys, I play the elephant.
There's no elephant in the Zodiac.
Yeah, no elephant.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
But I was born in the year of the elephant.
Really? Oh.
It's so fun to have you guys and girls with me today in the theatre. And what I want to find out from you is your role, I mean, it's not a very easy one. It's very challenging because you take on more than one animal, am I right?
Yes.
Was it very difficult for you, Ration?
Yes, it was quite a challenge because there are a lot of quick changes and there are a lot of different characters we have to play, right? So we need to go in and out of our different characters very, very quickly.
Mm-hmm. And Vicky?
A challenge. When we are dancing, we have to dance as our animals. So we can't just use our own human movements. We use animalistic movements and make sure we play with our masks in mind as well.
Okay. I'm sure all of you find your roles very challenging. So how come you're in it?
Because we love it.
You love it?
Because we're crazy.
Okay. Just like me.
Yeah, we love a challenge.
So I can be one of you, right?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
Come join us.
Challenge?
Yes, join the amazing.
Yeah. Why don't I take one of the roles that one of you have got more than 2 to play? Who has got 3 roles?
You can be the tiger.
I give you all.
You can be the tiger. You're the tiger.
I'm a tiger. So when you are on stage, are you just as wacky and are you all just as crazy?
100 times more. You gotta amplify. Send it out all the way to the circle.
Yeah, to the goal.
All right. Hey, that's cool talking you guys. Have fun.
Thank you.
And we'll see you on the day when you have the opening night. Hey, I really enjoyed myself with members of the cast. We really had fun. I can say that it's going to be a very exciting musical, something which I'm really looking forward to on the opening night, which is on the 10th of February, right here at Funan, produced by Wild Rice. This is Belinda Sunshine, checking out from Singapore One. Goodbye.
You know what, Gladys? Watching that play may help us settle our argument about which zodiac signs is the fastest. And I still think it's the tiger.
I say it's the dragon.
What do you mean? Dragons aren't even real.
Exactly. Since they're imaginary, they can be as fast as our imagination decides to make them. That's definitely faster than a tiger.
Oh, you have a point. So, bring on the unicorn! You know what? I suppose if we want to find out, we will have to go and watch the show. The Amazing Celestial Race by Wild Rice runs from February 10th to March 6th. Tickets can be purchased through System, the link to which can be found in the description.
And that's it for this episode. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. See you next time on SG Now.
Thanks for joining us. Bye!
Bye!